And I always start these videos with a good afternoon. Hope everybody's well and all ready and waiting out there. Now, I am pretty impressed, I must say, that some of you have been putting posts on from the tile that we did on Wednesday. And I must admit, 4 tiles is quite an evening project. And I'm really, really impressed with how some of you have done. So, yeah, loving it. But I thought today we'd just chill it down a little bit and we'd go back to just using one tile. I've got my pencil tortillon. I do have a few pastel pencils here, so I thought we'd just see how we go this afternoon and make a start. So are we ready? Are we all good? Okay, and tile then. I've got a regular cream tile, one of my usuals, so nothing crazy there. But as you well know, please feel free to go ahead and use any colour that you like. I'm going to come in straight in with a pen today because what I want to do, I want to put some borders in. I might sort of switch it out between pen and pencil. We'll see how we go. But if you want to work with this in pencil to start with, that's absolutely fine. Are we ready then? Oh, I do love this. Do you know, we've had quite a busy week, as you can imagine. Moving's not as straightforward as you normally would expect it to be. But it's looking good. And we've got stuff over there, and hopefully we're getting some carpet in this weekend. Hey, so here we go. I'm just going to put a narrow border around it. You notice I'm just using the edge of my tile there, or I could actually come in and use it this way, and then I'm going to get the whole sort of thing in. There we go. Now, because of this particular design I wanted to do, it does sort of require slightly straighter edges, which is why I'm using a straight edge. But as always, if you want to do it freehand, please feel free. So there we go. Quite a narrow border to start with. And I'm going to come in now with another one. So here we go. I'm going to just sort of do it a little bit wider. So it's almost going to look like a little frame to start with. There we go. Oh, is it, Sue? Is it windy down there? You know, it's quite nice over here. I've been out and about today because I've tried to... I've got some orders packaged, but of course the machines and the guillotine and the packaging is in one place and all the products in another. So I've had a fair journey this morning, so I don't want you to have to wait if I can help it. So there we go. So we've got that little bit of a frame. So I'm going to just stick with this one for a minute and then I'm going to come in and do the rest afterwards, okay? So just, you know, keep that straight edge to one side just from just a little bit longer. Okay. So I'm just going to come in a little bit more there so we can see what we're doing. Now, I'm not going to start in the corners, and don't worry about that little bit there, it's fine. I'm going to start sort of around here, and I'm going to add in a bit of a curve. You see I'm touching both sides and then coming on in. Okay, now I always kind of like to add a little bit of thickness to that there, you see? And then same on that one. Okay. And then let's do it again, but opposite way. So you see again, look, I'm touching either side. I know, Rose, it's wonderful, isn't it? I think we're all from so many different parts of, not the country, but the world. And we're all coming together at this time to do this very same tile. It never ceases to amaze me. It's fabulous. And I'm so pleased that you're all still wanting to carry on with me and finish these tiles. I bet you've got some fabulous journals now, and I bet some of the cards you've been making are brilliant. Ellie, best place to start tile number 1? You can if you like, but please don't be put off. You can start anywhere. If this is your first ever tile, don't worry about it. You won't be put off. I'm going to go from start to finish, and I'm not going to do something and say, oh, you've done this before, so don't worry about that at all. It's you know, kind of nice to just sort of pick one up and go with it. And if you like the look of one, then just pick that one up and try it. You can always go back and pick the others up after. Okay, so you see I've done one there. I've not quite gone in the corner, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to leave the corner. And then I'm going to turn it round. Now you see there, I started that way. So on this one, I'm going to go in the opposite way. Okay. And then again, a little bit of a weight there. And let's just add a little bit in there. Okay, how's that looking so far? Okay. So then, next one, this way. Now, those of us that have followed the tiles have done this design before, but it's never a problem, is it, to go back and review and try a few different things. So you might decide you want to do it in different colours, maybe, or change things around a bit. There we go. Same on this one. Okay, and this one. And then I think, hey, I'm just going to leave that bit so I know that way. So this one, I'm going to sort of come in that way. Remember, touching the sides. Oh, Ali, don't worry about keeping up with the live. I tend to tangle pretty fast because I try and get all of it done within the hour if I can. You can always, stop and replay it afterwards. It's at your own pace, and you can even mute me if you like. So that's that way, and then that way. All right. Again, look, see, I'm just going to add a little bit of weight that side this time. Just give it a bit more of a curve. And then round to the next one. There we are. And again, just a little bit of weight on the top there. And then around here. There we go. It's nice actually adding that little bit there. You don't have to fill it in if you don't want to. You can leave it. It's nice to just fill it with something there. But if you wanted to do just that and leave it, you could. You could then come in and add a bit of colour later. Whatever you want to do. There we are. Okay, and then into the next one. And just sort of work it round. There we go. And then the next one. And each time, just making sure it touches either side. It's going to give you an idea of the size then that we're working to. And then to the next one. Okay. Just sort of filling that in. There we go. So once we've done that, it's working on the Rose. Yes, we will make more boards once we've settled in. I think I don't know if there are still someone creating craft, but if not, I'll be adding some more to the shop. I think we've got a few in stock, so I can do that a little bit later, but just be aware that I might stroll with post on Monday. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday before I can get any out, because Monday's going to be supervision and moving machinery, which is always quite a stressful time, I can tell you. But it's all in hand. There we are. So what I'm doing now is I'm just creating little spaces or sections just in that spare sections that I've got there, and then just sort of adding in and filling the gaps, really, just leaving a little frame. But, you know, again, you can fill them in if you like. And let's just do this one here. Okay, almost there. Okay. All right. You see, if you've got any little gaps, it's just nice to fill them in. And you can see now why I left the corner. It's just nice to have that little section there. Okay. Yeah, so just sort of working it around. All right. Apologies for that for a minute. My husband and I are doing sign language to each other because the post needs to go. And bless him, he's just come in. I'm like, please take the post. If you ordered anything from my website this morning or yesterday, hopefully it's going to be on its way to you. Oh, yeah. Just working my way around, no rush. You know, you take your time with this. I would advise you to come straight in with a pen. Don't think, oh, I'll do it in pencil first. Oh, Sandra, I don't know. Why is that? Hermes do seem to, don't they, sometimes? You'd be waiting forever. And you just think, why? Do you know, and it's really crazy because you think, well, we have to, as suppliers and dispatchers, okay, I'm just going to put a little swirl in here, you see there? So we're normally requested to get it out within 2-3 days at the most. And we usually do that. I know that there's a couple come through Creating Craft that I haven't been able to do, and that's purely because when you move, Hermes need to approve where you've gone so they know where you are and all that, and that takes a couple of days to sort. So I've just been unable to book Hermes, so I'll be doing that. I'll be booking them on Tuesday for a Wednesday collection. Assuming they could find me. I mean, the place we're at now is quite difficult. Van drivers do tend to get a bit lost, but this next one, hopefully, is getting a little bit easier. Still needs signs up. We're getting there. Okay, so I'm just filling the gaps in with little swirls. There's that my little Seth in the background. He's just barking because John's left the building. Oh, I think Benji doesn't care. He's around somewhere. Probably asleep on the sofa. There we are. So you can use one complete swirl to fill up your gap if you want to. See, that one's going to little one, see? Or you can do sort of lots of small ones. Like so. Oh, Chris, I know. Do you know what? I'm actually going to test the system myself. I know we had problems at the last place, as you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post some envelopes to myself at the new place. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. And just make sure that they get there. That's sort of my plan. So at least then we'll know that it'll be okay. It's a lot clearer, a lot easier to find. So, but I want to check it out first. So bear with me with that one. Goodness me, things you have to do. I don't know if you saw on the TV last night. There was a program, wasn't there, about mail getting lost, and then it was found on auction sites. So you might find that your tile has been sold on an auction site somewhere. as a piece of fine art. Hey, that's a thought, isn't it? I know. Okay. There we are. So just sort of fill in the gaps. And if you want to, the gaps that are left, so these little ones here, you could come in and fill in if you like. You see? And just sort of give it a little bit of a background. I'm just going to might come back and do that. I'm going to see how we get on for time. Okay. Got quite a lot of tangling on this one today, so I want to get through all of that. Okay. See that one, tiny little one there, and just fill in that one. And one more to do. Okay, so just sort of get it round. Okay. Whew. I know, Chris. Could you imagine? Yeah, your tile suddenly in a gallery somewhere, and somebody's brought it for a few hundred or pounds or something, and you didn't see any of it. It's ridiculous. Okay, I am going to come back and fill this in, but I'm going to get the rest of the tangling done first. So just to be sure that we can get everything in on time, okay? All right, so now I'm going to do another border, but this time I'm only going to take it round 3 of the sides. Okay. You see, look, there's 3 of the sides. So sort of gauge it. You don't have to measure, so don't panic if it's slightly off. It's fine. There we are. See, so we've got that. And then I'm going to do the same again. So another border, again, only on those 3 sides. And same with one there, look. So I'm just using the edge of this ruler here, see, just with that line. So I know that I'm going to get a straightish line there. So I've got that. Looks like a fireplace, doesn't it? It's not going to stay like a fireplace. And one more. Now when I say one more, it's probably going to be, actually, just a little square. So let's have a look at this. I might just draw that in pencil, just to sort of make sure I'm... yeah, that's pretty close enough. That's fine. Let's put that back in pen. Okay, there we go. So we've got that kind of shape going on. All right. What I am going to do is this bit here, is I'm going to split it in 2. There we are. Okay. So let's have a look at this section here. And I'm going to come in with a pencil, and I'm just going to mark off those corners. Same there. Okay. Oh, Charlotte. Yeah, we will, as soon as we can get the machines back up and running, and I think we've got to order some material in. But we will. Okay. You see what I've done here? I've actually just put a mark in between the spaces, just to sort of give me 2 similar sizes. And then again, I'm going to split this one in half. And then this one in half. And at the top here, this section in half. And this section in half. All right, so I've got a bit of a grid there. So sticking with pencil, oh no, actually I think I'll go in straight with pen. Let's just do it. I always sort of do the corners first. So I'm going to come across this way. Okay, and that one that way. Once I know that they are in, that's okay. We can move from that. And then I'm just going to create a bit of a zigzag going from one end or one corner of that section to the other. See, got a bit of a zigzag going on. And the same here. One there. Then across. Then down. And then across. It's quite the puzzle today, isn't it? I didn't think about that yesterday when I drew this. Well, it is. And that one. Okay. So now we're going to work in these sort of valley sections here. So I'm going to start with a loop in the middle, always in the middle first. Okay. And then into this one, I'm going to put a loop this side and a loop this side. And then the same here, always thinking repeat, repeat, just continuing that little design. Okay, turning it round. And then a little loop, and then another, and then one this side. Okay, and then one more, and another, and another. Turning it round. Let's do the same on this side. There we go. And that one. And the same on this side. There we are. Okay. So we've got these little gaps at the top end. So what I'm going to do is fill them. Just put a bubble in each one. You see the ends are a little bit bigger. And then I am going to fill in that space there. So again, if you want to use a different colour for this, you can do. See, I've got quite a bit of space down there, so I'm still going to go with it and fill that in. Okay, and then I'm going to have a little line and a dot in each of those little loops. Okay, let's do the next one. So bubbles in each of those little gaps. You can fill it with more if you want. I'm just going to go in with the one and then just fill in with your black pen. I'm not going to change it and go for a thicker one because the gaps are quite small considering, so okay. And then of course, oh, that way. And into there. Just again. Now if you want to come in and do all the bubbles first, let's put those little lines in. It's entirely up to you. You can do all the bubbles and the lines, or just do one at a time and then repeat again. There we go. There's something about filling in, isn't there, and just adding that black. It adds to it, because if we didn't use the black at all and it was just single lines all the way through, it would look a little bit bland. You have to have some sort of texture or depth in areas of your tile, because if you don't, you're not going to sort of get that wow factor at the end. Okay, so again, putting those little lines in with a little dot on. Okay, I think it's going through, we're going to use quite a few tangles today. Sometimes having one with lots on is quite nice. And then of course you might decide that this is the one for your tile swap. You never know. That's happening on Monday, as we said, but we're changing the time to 7 o'clock in the evening. So I don't think I'll be sort of around at 2 o'clock. It depends on kind of a day. I might really need a tangle in the evening, or I might just be able to sort of chill with you and tell you how the day's gone. So can't wait. It's going to be lovely. So the final thing really is carpet. And once that's in, I think the whole place is it's starting to look nice. So it's just going to finish it off. There we are. So adding those little bits in. And then in we go. And of course, once that's done, I can start planning classes. Woohoo! Okay, so we've got these little corners. I'm going to actually put the loops in, but I'm going to do it this way. So I'm working from that point at the bottom. If you can get bubbles in, that's great. If not, just fill it in. It's not a problem. There's your little dots again. And the same on this side. There we go. Okay, just sort of take your time with it. There's no rush. And don't feel the pressure there. It's all in your own time. And of course, if you wanted to extend this, you know, you could actually have a second tile and you could put it here, so you've got more of a rectangular sort of shape. Do you think so, Chris? I could, couldn't I? I think we need to mark it in some way. Because, of course, Wednesday's going to be the first tile, isn't it? In the new place. So that'll be tile 165. Goodness me. You know, we say it now, don't we? Really blasé. Oh, it's just tile 165. Well, you remember how many I was going to do. And I'm a little bit further on than that now. It's nice that we've all been able to, you know, become friends, isn't it? That's what it's all about. You see, I'm just doing these swirls again, so I'm repeating that design that I did sort of further back, and I am going to fill in a few of those little gaps there. All right, just as we go. Just changes it up, doesn't it? Adds that little bit of drama there. And then same again. So I am going to work through these pretty quickly, because as I say, we don't want to be too long on this. We want to, you know, within the hour, we want to see some transformation with some tortillon action, don't we? There we go. So just fill in those bits in there. Oh, I could have got another swirl in there, but never mind. Okay. All right. Okay. And same here. So sometimes repeating a tangle around your piece just sort of brings it together. So it's not sort of, you know, completely random. It has got, there's a little bit more structure in there. So it's like we were planning this and we knew what we were doing. Yeah, so there we go. Just go around and just sort of see how it starts to flow. And of course, if you want to try doing the swirls a different way, so you might want to go outside it and then go in. You might think, I'm going to do them anti-clockwise or clockwise, whichever suits. You can do it both ways if you want to. Oh, Rose, she's just got, you know, lots of time. That's 70 hours, isn't it? That's like 2 whole working weeks of tangling, isn't it? Constantly, with maybe half an hour break for lunch. Oh, you'll get through them. You will. And you could always sort of look at them and think, I'm going to put 2 tiles together. I don't know, maybe that 2 that work well. And you could always do them on tiny tiles, couldn't you? They're not going to take as long, but then you've still got a record of each one. That'd be quite nice. Just a little journal of tiny tiles. I think you might have to make sure you're using a 0-1 pen though. Some of them, they get quite detailed, don't they? So, yeah, it'd be kind of a nice idea. No, I know, Rose. Do you know, if I ever said I was bored when I was at home, my mum would give me a job to do. At times I've cleaned out cupboards because I was bored. I was told I'd never got time to be bored. There we are. So these, you can go as detailed as you like, can't you? You can go quite large if you want to, and you can change tangles up a bit, or you can go as slow as you like. They take quite a while, but look brill when they're done, or I hope that it's going to look brill. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Oh, fill a bit in there, look. All right, so there's our second row. So, next one then. Whew. Actually, I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to do this one first. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a blob. Okay. And then Oh, thanks, Lynn. There's no pressure now. It's got to look amazing. I never know. I've got an idea how it's going to turn up, but you never know. Okay, so I'm just going to aura. I'm going to draw around that little blob. There we go. And then again. There you are. And then again. Now you can do this as many times as you like. There we are. I'm just going to do, I might do another one after this. You see? Next one. There you go. So that just sort of covers that corner a little bit. And then I'm going to do another one. Just do it here. They don't have to be the same shape. It can all vary. They can be different sizes. It's just fun then to think, oh, okay, I've got to draw around this now. So if you make it elaborate, just be careful what you're doing, because you've got to draw around it. There we go, see? It's not looking too bad at all. I'm going to put another one here. There we go. Looks like a wonky sort of keyhole, doesn't it? A bit weird. There we are, just taking my time. Filling it in. Look at that. I'm going to put another one in. There we go. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you've got very little space, because you can make it look as though it's going behind. Absolutely, yeah. Little muddy puddles. That brings me, you know, the totem. A lot of you are liking the pigs in the totem, I've noticed. And I did notice the wobbly one where the pigs fell off the top. It's so funny. If you think, what is she talking about? You need to have a look on the Sanntangle page where people have been posting their pictures. They're fabulous. And a lot of the time, you know, I see them and I think, oh, I never thought of that. That's amazing. Okay, there we go. All right, coming in with a pencil then. I'm going to split up this space again. So always take the corners first, you see? And then you're left with this sort of long space. So I think here I'm going to split this into 3. So 2 lines. And then sort of work it along so it's similar there. And then here I'm going to just do 1. Alright, so we've got some sort of grid going on. Alright, let's put a bubble in the middle of each of these little sections. There we are. Okay. So this doesn't matter wherever you are or where you're starting from, but I'm going to follow this bubble round, you see, and I'm going to come into that corner there. And then around again and into that corner. And again. And again. Alright. Now, if you need to turn your tile as you're doing this, go ahead. But I don't want to do it too much here because I'll make you dizzy. So if you please feel free to turn your tile. And each time I'm going the same way. So I'm starting in that bottom corner and then going up. So I'm sort of working my way around clockwise. Same here, like around there. And just going into each corner. And then to this one. Oh. See, round the bubble, it pulls off. And then around this one, and up there, along, down to the next one. So I'm going to repeat that, just doing exactly the same, look, up and around each one. Always going to that bottom corner first, and then it sort of gives me, you know, an idea of where I'm going to work to. All the way around. And then this one. Okay. Bit of a nice design. I like this pattern. It's quite nice, isn't it? I think what we will do, I'm just going to come in. You see where we've got these? Let's just fill that bubble in. And I'm going to add a little line on the inside there. There we go. Fill the bubble in. add, and I'm going to add one there as well. I can fill the bubble, add, and again. It's gone a bit wonky. Look. Okay, there we are. So turn it round, same thing again. Fill the bubble, and let's add a little line there. You see this one? I can do this as well. Might as well do there while I'm at it. So they're all going to have this extra sort of little border there. And where were we? Right, fill that one in. A line. And this one. A little line. Either side. See, it feels weird going up bank. So I'll do them in a minute. Okay. Just adding in those. See, then I can come back and do these. Okay, so it's just following that shape that's already there. Just sort of filling them in as I go. One either side, see? And then there. Into that one and that one. So let's turn it round. And now any of them that don't have those extra lines, see like there? I'm just going to sort of come in and bring them in now. There we go. That's it. It feels a little bit weird going up bank, so I kind of like coming down. So again, turn your tile as you're going. Don't think you've got to keep it straight and it's a bit awkward. Don't worry about that. There we are. See, just doing that one. So we've got that kind of design going on. Okay, so that's quite like that one. Let's just check all our lines are in, and they are. Okay. Whew, right. So I'm going to go, when I say back to bubbles, obviously if I'm going to draw a sort of curve shape here, it's not going to be such a bubble. It's going to be more of an oval. But that's fine. That's fine. And then I'm going to get one in the corner there. Now at this point your shape might be a little bit different to mine. And the idea is that you're just going to sort of fill in the shape with these ovals. Or if yours is a little bit narrower, then of course it's going to turn into bubbles. But whatever works. And don't worry, see if I get here at the bottom, I'm not going to try and squeeze a full oval in there. I'll just do a part one. It doesn't matter, it can look like it's going off the page slightly there. You see, just make sure that they're touching if you can. See there, we're just going to get a smaller one there, that's fine. And then any of these sort of spaces now, I'm going to sort of try and fill. And then again, just sort of black in the gaps you can't fill. So again, we're doing something similar to what we've done in a previous design, sort of further up the borders, and it just sort of, again, brings it all together. It's great doing lots of different tangles, but you do need a little bit of something to sort of, you know, make them a little bit more cohesive, maybe. There we are, see? So I'm starting with the smallest and just getting bigger, and then filling that space at the top. And the same here. So just filling it in, there you go. And just sort of making sure any gaps are completed there. So here we go again. And just sort of, you know, just filling in. Again, you don't have to colour that bit in if you don't want to. But there we go. Okay. Alright, last bit. I'm going to start by putting myself a little wall in. Splitting the space, you see? And then I'm going to go from here to the point, and I'm just going to create a row of lines all the way round that shape, going to that point. There we go. And the same on this side. It's a busy house today. There we go. Just get my way around. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at that. So, quite a lot going on there. And I would like to go back around and do this colouring. I think if I just go really sort of quickly. There we are. So, there you are. Just sort of, you know, even if it's just sort of a quick finish. Because, of course, once we start to add a little bit of shading, we don't need to worry so much. And it's quite small. Well, I think it does sort of need a little bit of black in there. There we are. See, just sort of those corners. And of course, I'm sure you'll take a little bit longer doing this. There we go. A bit there, look. And into there. Okay. You can see nobody gets past our door without a dog barking. My little fur babies. Seth has to have the last word. There we go. Oh dear me. All right, let's have a look at that. Oh, Joe, I know. Okay, let's bring in a bit of pencil. Okay, so Benji's just sort of peeped round the corner as if to say, "Mum, did you hear us?" I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. Okay, I'm going to put quite a bit of pencil in this. It needs quite a bit of graphite. But of course, depending on what kind of tile you're using. So if you're using a super smooth, you might want to do a lighter layer and then come back in afterwards and add a second layer. Because I'm using the regular cartridge, see, I can put quite a bit on. You see I've left a gap in the middle? Okay, so into the next bit, I'm just going to add that little sort of smirk shape there. See? It's almost like, you know, if I was to put little eyes there, it's like a little smiley face. And I'm just going to keep it on the same side all the way around. And even, you know, if you've got some larger bubbles, let's just come on in and add a bit there. I'm not going to worry about those little ones. All right, so I'm going to also add a little bit of pencil all the way down that edge. And then down this one. And this one. Okay. I'm not going to worry about, what shall I? Yeah, I'll put a little bit in there. Just a little bit. Okay. So, let's carry on just for a little while. I think if we do it all first. So you see here where we've got these bubbles. I'm going to add some pencil to where, you know that first line we drew? So you've got this sort of funny shaped, like cross. There we are, see, just sort of, you've got to focus on this, just to see where you're going with it. Don't worry if it's on slightly wrong side, it's just that you need a little bit. See, then when you get into mid-flow, you're not too bad, you can start to work it round. There you go. And of course, when we get to these, sort of coming backwards now. There you are. Okay. Just a bit there, look. And then again, I'm just going to add some around the edge. I'm going to do that on both sides. So it's going to look a little bit of a mess just to start with, because we're just going to be adding pencil to it. Oh, wrong side, there you are. Okay, so this one I am going to add pencil on both sides. So you see, I'm not worrying particularly about what's underneath at the minute. It's just adding that pencil in. There we go. And then I'm going to go up and down those zigzags where those swirls are. You see? And again, it's not a panic about whether it's neat or not, our tortillon sorts all of that out. This is just about getting some pencil down. Okay, and then not least, as I'm going to do a pencil on both sides of this. Same here. Okay, you see, I'm being quite not brutal with it, but I'm adding some in, so I'm not worried about that. Say sometimes it's a little bit scary to go dark, but you need that dark in order to bring out your lights. Okay, so there's quite a lot going on now. Let's see how this works out. So in with our tortillon. Now, if you haven't done this before, I'm going to go a bit larger so you can see. There you go. It's just about being gentle with it, you know, just working not from the middle bit, but see where the pencil stops and the paper starts, kind of thing. You're going to work from there. Nice light pressure, because all you're doing, you're just trying to sort of smudge out that straight edge, you see. Same on this side. Alright, so I'm not touching the original edge, I'm just going around. I just want a little bit of a white highlight there. I'm going to go in a bit more, see, even it up a bit. Okay, and then follow the curves. So I'm almost just sort of stroking them a little bit. See? Let's just do a little bit, because that's a bit bigger, see? Just work it around just a touch. But again, my aim is not to completely cover that shape. So it's sort of thicker and heavier on one side. And I've just pulled it up the other a little bit. Okay, and again. So I'm just going to do those ones while I'm there. Those ones are done. See, these, I can't really go all the way around, so I'm just going to do those bits there. And then, of course, we did go round, so I'm just going to work up and down those sides. You see, just on that line that I drew. Let's do that one. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Here's me getting carried away and you can't see what I'm doing. And then this one. And again, the aim is to leave a little bit of light in the middle. Okay. So then the next one. And again, I'm just going to be quite gentle and just sort of soften the edges a little bit. You see where they seem to go underneath each other? So you're sort of getting this little bit of a interlocking design there. I think on the sample that I did, I've actually, instead of adding just one line here, I've gone a little bit further and I've added in lots of lines, which you'll see in a bit. But of course, you can change the pattern up as you see fit. It's nice to have a bit of a, you know, a bit of a variant, isn't it? So you can see what I've done. Okay, so same again. I'm just going to soften those almost all the way around. Oh, don't forget that one. And then this one. Okay. See, it doesn't take much, does it? I think a bit of paper can do something so wonderful. And then again, I'm going to just work up and down, not covering all of it, but just working up and down on those lines. See, got one there as well. And then along there. Okay, I'm going to do this side as well. And this side. See, I've got enough graphite on there, so. Alright, moving on then. So here we go. Just going to do the triangles first. So again, I'm just going to work up and down, see? But again, leaving a little bit of light in there. Okay, just sort of nice and gentle. I'm not really pressing on, I don't really need to. It's just sort of blending it a little bit. And then, of course, this one sort of is almost covered anyway. But then let's do this one. Again, leaving just that little bit of light in the middle. Oh, do you, Rose? Are you using a nail file to do it? It's hard to sort of show, you know, when you've got a camera in the way. But it's just a case of, it's just, I suppose it's just practice. It'll come. I mean, you could always use a knife and snip it. Or a pair of scissors, whatever you're more comfy with. And sort of snip it to a point. There we go. See, I'm just working along these lines. There we go. Okay, so it's not quite done yet. There's a couple more things I want to do, but let's just have a look at it and see where it's coming. Okay, there we go. So we've sort of got this sort of focus of this bit here. So of course we need to have this bit even darker. So there's a couple of ways we could do it. We can go back in with our pencil and do another layer. But what I do have, I've got my pastel pencils here. So I've got a black pastel pencil. It's the Brunswick ones that I use. There we go. So if I come in a little bit more, and if I actually now add some pastel over the top of that pencil there, you see it's gone a little bit darker. And then I'm going to do the same, just sort of over the top. In there. And again, back in with that torch yarn, and I'm just going to sort of brush it over a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. So you're getting something a little bit darker there. Okay. Oh, let's see what I've missed a bit there, like with a bubble. So then if I come back in with pen, and I'm just going to go back over that edge there. Okay, you see how that's got darker already. Now, we could use the pen and go over everything again, but I think it's beneficial just to do sections of where you want the sort of the eye line to catch. So, with that in mind, I'm going to come in with a sort of a pinky colour or a red. Let's see what I've got here. There we go. And I'm going to, again, with these pastels, I'm just going to add a little bit of red just to that sort of highlight there, you see? Now, I don't really need to do any more than that, although I could come in again and just sort of soften it in. Because I've gone over pencil and it's already shaded, it's going to sort of give it a more subdued colour. If you just use pastel on its own, it's going to be a bit brighter, but the red's going to sort of make you look at that. Did you, Rose? Sorry. Sometimes I can't read everything because I'm in the middle of doing, you know, all the different tangles. So I tend to miss things. I don't do it on purpose. I'm just going to do the corners, you see. If we do it all, there's not going to be any sort of difference. There we go. Again, I'm just going to redefine those little bubbles there. Okay. And then I'm just going to come back in. See, and I'm doing corners again. I'm not doing the whole line. It's just sort of bringing that edge back. See? Just gives it a little bit of definition there. And this one. Okay. And I think I'll do the same with this. You see, so I'm just going to part way up. I'm not trying to draw all the way around it again. Then into this one. And then this one. I think I'm going to bring in a white pastel. And just add a few highlights. There's quite a lot of graphite on this, but I knew it was going to be a heavier one today. Alright, let's have a look now. I've sorted it now, girls, okay? I've sorted it. And boys. It's done. It's done. I know we all do it though, don't we? We all miss something now and again. We're so focused on what we're doing. Alright, so white pencil. I could use a pastel. or I've got my chalky pencil here. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to come back in this bottom section here. I'm just going to add some white into the middle there, just to sort of bring that highlight out. You see, just little zigzags. Yeah. Oh yeah, Bonnie, yeah, this one would be a great one to go larger, wouldn't it? And again, just where the white is, I'm just reinforcing the fact that it's white. You don't have to, but I think it's quite, yeah, it's just quite nice to do. Again, in the middle here, I'm going to just add a little bit of white in the middle. And then the same, I'm going to completely ignore what's underneath there. But I'm just going to add in some white along here, just to sort of reinforce the fact that there's a highlight there. And this is why you can't really use a regular white pencil. You've got to use that chalky pencil, because it needs that little bit of stain power to go over the top. You see, I'm being quite forceful with it again, but I'm not going to be blending this out. Just going to be leaving it exactly as it is. Okay. And then the last one. Okay, let's have a look at that. All right, so there's just one thing there now. You know, I reinforced those bubbles earlier on, and now I've covered them all up again. So I'm going to come in. I've got a black gel pen. This is like a glaze pen, and I'm just going to go back over and just make sure that I can still see them. Now, you don't want to be going back over with your fine liner, because once you go over chalk with a fine liner, it gets a little bit touchy and it doesn't like it. Okay, let's have a look at that. There we go. So, you know, just be aware of that. I mean, this is, you can see like that there's a glaze pen, you can see. So you want to be, just be careful with that. And just then leave that to dry. So, goodness me, lots of tangles in there, lots of things going on. But I think it's kind of nice in any one of them, if you're wanting to do a border for a tangle. So say, for example, if you've done a totem pole and it's slightly longer or something, you could actually take one of these and you could put it along here, and you could create your own little rectangular frame. Or if you wanted it to be in just a square, you could use any of these designs, even this one and this one, even this one really, to actually create frames for your little pieces of work. So I've just got one here. This is the one I did just to sort of give you an idea. You see, I've changed. It's changed a little bit, not much, but it's, you know, it's still there. It's still giving it a bit something. This is original cream. This is one of the, I think it's the mist out of the natives. But you see, if I turn it round, let's just put that on top of that. You see, you can start to get like more of a rectangular frame. So, you know, there's lots of things you can do with it. So it's nice. I know, Kit, if Julie was here, she'd be most upset. I don't know if she has. I do apologise, Julie, if you're here. No zingers on this one. But if you want to, you can add a few. You could have actually put zingers in with these instead of putting those in. But it's nice to sort of know that it's there. So, okay, that one's not too bad for this weekend, because I'm sure you've still got Wednesdays to deal with and you want to try it in different colours and things. I will be putting this one on YouTube. I'm just putting the others on from the last couple of weeks on, so we'll get that done. So, yeah, if you've got tile swaps come in, please let people know you've got them. I know there are still a few outstanding, but we do know some are going into different countries, so just be aware of that. It's Royal Mail, it's the post. We never know. We just cross our fingers and hope. So please don't worry about it. But we'll see. If you have a problem and you don't have it within, by next weekend, just send me a message and I can let you know whose tile you should have received. And then hopefully you can get in touch and just say, look, I'm really sorry, but I didn't get it. It's one of those things that we have to sort of not plan for, but we know it could happen. So if you're the one, then I'm sorry. All right. So, oh, okay. I will see you then on, well, I'll see you Monday for the tile swap. Don't forget, it's going to be at 7 o'clock in the evening. So hands at the ready there. If you can make it, that would be lovely. But as ever, you'll see the video there that you can go back and watch it anytime. And other than that, I will see you on Wednesday in the new place with the first tile in the new place. Hopefully the internet's running. Yeah. So have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy. Let me know how you get on. Post your pictures. Stay in touch with each other. And thank you, Rose. Thank you for that. We'll be fine. It'll be worth it. It will be worth it. And yeah, I will see you all Monday or Wednesday. So take care. Have a good one. And I'll catch you soon. All right, you take care. Bye.